Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop, that thing, that's me. They want it on the triple the G.O.D. My ace, my mellow, my brother, the green monster, squish murder, and the congregation. May you all be praised for holding down my six. Bessie, Janine, Magdalene, the intern, Annalise, and your girl in my Miss Marcy, K. Miss Marceline, hold down the unos, doses, thraces, and quattros, but most importantly, you, yes, you're live right here with us, right here on Team G.O.D TV, and yo. This some old news, but I bring plenty of good news because, this has literally been a video technically 2 months in the making. And right now I want to give a special out to my little brother Spring Break Jay. What's good, fam? I'm like, yo, I'm going to be for real, though. He did a solid for the family, though. He did a solid for the family to help this video come together. So if I ain't going to do nothing else again, I'm going to give my little brother some love because thanks to his sacrifice, that's what we'll call it, in buying the game that we're talking about, the buyer's guide for, there's a lot that I learned up to the lead up to him receiving his games and things that you heard on different sites and things like that, because buying Kamen Rider games used to be a tricky situation. And before that, it used to be really easy because they only came out in one region. And as over time, things changed. And then Climax Scramble Zeo happened. And when Climax Scramble Zeo happened, it was the smart idea to put all of the languages in the same version of the game. So no matter what version you bought of Climax Hero Zero on the Switch, you could switch it over to English. So it then became a whole thing of now you want to own a physical copy because of how it's going to look on your shelf, match it with all your other stuff. And I think a lot of that is going to be your decision if you don't already own the game, or if you do, and if you're looking to buy another copy, or how to do it, or however this buyer's guide will be useful to you. Is that I just want to just summarize my findings and give them to y'all. So I got a plan. I got the beautiful one, Big Cuz. She in the cut, man. She ready to give y'all this heat, and I'm ready to give y'all what it is. Because trust me, originally this was going to be a 3-minute video, not including introducing the fam and getting the intro. Like literally me talking for 180 seconds, because there is a clear, concise, and solid answer right now in the two camps of, do I want to own the copy digitally or do I want it physically? But things have become complicated because it's me and because I needed to know this information. And you need to know it too, just for your knowing the information. If you're about to get the information, then Lord, that was not a sentence. But anyway, if y'all ready, man, yo, let's get Big Cuz up in here, man, because I got some heat to show y'all. So Big Cuz, you know what to do. It's showtime, baby. Just like that. And welcome to the Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes official website in Japanese. Now, given that you have got a lot of options in front of you, we need to technically discuss these options in a way that makes sense, because in 6 days, your options are going to change. This is what I mean, but let's just put it this way. When you go to the website, you have got links to each version on both systems, no matter what. Now, here's the first thing, that this is more bias guy stuff, and also history, and also a little bit of the hustle. Somewhere in Japanese, it says the following: you cannot switch versions technically between a regular version and a premium sound edition. This has literally been a thing since Gundam did it, because it's like a whole bunch of Bandai Namco games do the whole special sound edition, and because they are technically two different reference numbers, the games are technically different. Now, in the instance of like throwback stuff, like when we talking about Kamen Rider Battle Ride War 1 and 2 and things like that, technically with some trickery, and even with Battle Ride War Genesis, and even with this, is that if you got the right tools, you can literally change the version of your save from one to the other, so you're not completely fully losing progress and things like that. And I just want to make you aware. Now, I know Switch got some trickery, but I'm not as familiar with that trickery, but I gotta assume it's possible to be able to pass one or the other. But literally, it's like at this juncture, because of what things are in the premium sound edition, and you can get it in English, you might as well just spring for the premium sound edition for either the Nintendo Switch version or the PS4 and just skip the bullshit. speaking of not skipping bullshit, I need to take you right here because one of the things, and now knowing that I've gotten reports, Spring Break Jay gave me a report. There's a couple people on YouTube that I watch who played the game. What I'm about to tell you is kind of technically really trivial in your choice in how I want to purchase a video game. But I literally need you to be aware of this, and I'm finna hit the translate the English button because y'all need to see this here and whatever. So, when you purchase a version of the video game, no matter what version it is, as of right now, until let me big it up. I need y'all to see. I need y'all to see this Google Translate at work. Y'all can't even see it. Like how big do I need to make this so the people can see it? Like how big did I make this? I don't even know. Wow, that's way too big. That's way too big. We need to back that up. Okay, it's finna go all the way down to something. This is finna be interesting. Okay, you know what? This is big enough. I'm like, we gonna change it. Now, you get accelerators for double O's and for 0-1, right? And one of the things that I'm literally gonna bring it back to me, and I'm going to literally say this, is that through the build-up of the whole time of me deciding I didn't want to cover this game for real because I didn't really want any spoilers because of me failing to continue to watch 0-1, and shout out to my main man, my partner in this winning ministry. Throw the dubs up. We stay winning! Winning Walrus, my main man, Minister W. Was good. Famo, I was like, why would they choose double O's in 0-1? And then when you think about it, Kamen Rider 0-1, Kamen Rider Double, and Kamen Rider O's. 0, 1, 2, 3. It should have been 4. Like Gentaro, everybody's favorite. Like, what up, cup? You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucking with y'all. I just needed y'all to just know that that's where my head is. Please bring it back. Bring it back to me. Anyway, I just needed y'all to know that. But regardless of that, any version of the game you buy, whether physical or digital, will have a code in it as long as the first run supply lasts and things of that nature. Now, what I need y'all to know is this stuff here. If you buy a physical copy, and I think at this juncture I'm leaning towards you should probably do that, and I'm gonna show you why in a minute, is you got a whole year from the game's release to use the code. Now, usually in past, it was like a couple of months, so they're giving you a whole year to use it. Now, there is a game in this series, technically, that I will mention where you can only use the code for a damn month, and something I'm literally about to highlight, something they don't ever can do, but I'm not going to get into that. Now, the download version. Now, if you're trying to get it digital, and we're going to get into your digital options in a minute, for real, is the download version will come with special benefits as long as you get it before the turnover on November the 25th, Japan Standard Time, and things of that nature. So, at this juncture, if you're watching this video and you're like, yo, this is what I'm finna do, you might well just go ahead and go and buy your copy now, but I'm going to show you your options, your many geographical options of what and how and all of those stuff in a minute, though. Now, here's the thing. This bullshit. That's mostly bullshit. Now, in the instance of recently, what Bandai Namco America did was when it came to the whole issue of Lupus Rex in Maxi Buzon or whatever, they put that up, and as long as you bought it within that time frame, because they promised that they would, and they had to live up to their word. A lot of times when Japanese companies use this line, they're not going to do it, but they say it to keep people not pissed off to them and to cover their own ass. So do not trust this. If you want this stuff, get it ASAP. Rap. You need it and all this old extra stuff or whatever, and the privilege code will become invalid, and that happens with a lot of video games that Bandai Namco releases. Like when them codes are supposed to expire, they expire. It is what it is. And this extra stuff will be available as soon as each Kamen Rider becomes playable, and I understand a little bit about the story progression and the things like that. And, and the accelerators and things of that nature. Now, speaking of, though, this is a special, you get a special accelerator that you get during the purchase of it, like we're going with your first print bonus, and I don't have no idea what this accelerator does, but you know, literally you get better, literally better accelerators, like literally from what I heard in chapter 2. So it is what it is, but you get that though. Now, as we are literally about to get into the answer and the sum up of this video, if you are trying to buy a physical copy, you buy it from Amazon. You buy from Amazon Japan. I'm like, I don't import my words of anything else. Amazon is always my first to go because a lot of times they got exclusive stuff that you can't get anywhere else, especially with little bonus goodies and things like that. I should make a literal complaint about Million Author Arcana Blood, how I tried to buy that game for months and the website refused. Even when I tried to go to a proxy, they couldn't even get it. And that was crazy as hell. Now I can't get that special theme, and I can't find it nowhere on those second party sites. So it is what it is. But you get a special accelerator if you buy a version. And speaking of those versions, we're just gonna because I'll let y'all look at the rest of this because these are like the premium Bandai store and things like that or whatever, and things of that nature that don't concern you, because these other stores are literally stores you'd have to go through a proxy service to get to, and it's not really worth it when you can just go straight to Amazon and just get the game. And again, like I said, speaking of Amazon, if you gonna get a version, let me move me. Let me get oh no, I want to move that. That's the wrong thing. I probably, you know what? I need to lock that. I'm gonna lock that. No, that's locked for the block. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're literally gonna get a version for your Switch or your PS Quadruple right here, go to Amazon, get one of these, whether you want the regular version or whether you want the premium sound edition. Is get the one with the Amazon stuff, because that's where you get your special accelerator and all the little extra bonus little goodies you get for ordering through Amazon and things like that. But I just want to let y'all know those are your options, and I really want to show the Switch option for my Switch family. Like, yo, they going fast, and once they gone, they gone. So if you're trying to get it on that Nintendo Switch Select, you need to put your work in. You need to do that ASAP. I think I'm gonna move me towards the bottom over here because I think I can do that. Now, normally, this is technically where the video went in, because again, you have to understand and know what some of your options are once the... Oh, it's literally got to adjust back to till I made it to 250. Put it back to 100, please. Like, literally, I forgot that. Because usually, Chrome is good of, like, doing it for individual websites, but not for, like, the individual HTML page itself, and not necessarily the whole website. So, again, just that we went over it, because I want to start here, though, because I thought I wanted to do something else, but I want to start here, because here's where we get into the part of the video that originally wasn't a part of this, because it was supposed to end with, you can go to PSN and buy with your whatever your system is, or you can go get a physical copy from Amazon, get your free accelerator with it, and call it a damn day. But here is where, personally, for me, it gets complicated, and where it probably gets complicated for a lot of fans when you think about how much we invest into these games and how many hoops we have to jump to as English fans of the video game to get this workout. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what version you buy, all the versions have the same language options. The same exact language options. So, for people like me, for people I know, like little brother Spring Break Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got Singapore and Hong Kong accounts because those were the only ways that you could redeem the DLC for these games. Now, I got multiple Japanese accounts because that kind of have to. And in that instance, and also understanding this, is what do I want to do and what version of my account do I want to own this on? Because then that becomes a thought about how much money you're trying to spend, like how easily you can get your hands on certain versions of your currency for depending on what system you're getting into. So then it becomes more of a personal option if you're trying to own a game digitally. Now, here's where things get pretty interesting when it comes to owning this game digitally in not Japan. And I'm finna literally take y'all, once I get the screen thing, okay, I'm going to take you to Bandai Namco in Asia and take you to this press release that's confusing as all shit, because it says a lot of things that necessarily aren't true, and then it's going to get even more complicated than that because I've literally overcomplicated this because I need content for this video. The Premium Sound Edition. Here's the thing. When it comes to Asian territories and the Switch, because of how Asian territories and the Switch works, is that I only was able to find one region where you could buy the game that's not Japan, and you can only get your hands on the regular version of it. Because there is another region that is impossible to buy from that offers both versions, which is super weird though. But I'm going to illustrate my point. But this is all the stuff you get for the same early purchase bonuses and things like that. This is the Memory of Heroes website, and you know, we're just going to skip through all that. That's unimportant. Because this is what I want to get to. I don't know whether this is because of what I ended up finding when it comes to trying to own a copy digitally of Memory of Heroes on the Switch, is that this website only links you to this website. And I will literally, and it's like, hello, because let me double check and see. Yeah, it only links you to this website because this is the English and Japanese version on the Singapore site. Now, I did mention earlier Hong Kong. So, you know, we're going to take a little trip to Hong Kong real quick. Because, see, this is where it gets even more tricky. And I've talked about this in past videos and things like that. If it actually want to load. And it's not going to load because, you know, whatever. So, we just going to do this right now? So, wait a minute. Let me see. Because I had it pulled up earlier with no issues at all. So, bring it back to me for a second because I'm going to see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me see. I'm like, have I mentioned that I fucking hate the new web store and I wish the old one would come back? Have I told you it's shit? Because it's total shit and it's really bad and Sony should feel awful for putting this shit. Oh, that's why. Okay. I think we are on to something here. Give me a second because I just want to see something real quick. And it's like, and if it pull up the way that I want to, then that's something extra we literally discovered in this video. And if not, then it's just that this web store is still shit. And okay, well, the answer is no. So, I'm finna bring it back to where the hell I was. So give me a second, I'm gonna bring it back. Alright, ooh, look at all this Digimon stuff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You want to play some Digimon story or whatever, that's what you're into. So, I talked about this a while back, but I think that it's worth mentioning right now. And I'm going to move me somewhere else because you need to see this here. Over there, it's fine. So, I recently mentioned I did this when I did the Oni-chan Ball Origin Buyer's Guide, is that when it comes to what things are, because it's Hong Kong, is that you get traditional and traditional Chinese as the front forwarding language, even though all languages are available. And like I showed you with the Singapore version, it's the English and Japanese version. So you doing whatever it is that you do depending on because it's all the same money at the end of the day, but it's a lot easier for me to get my hands on bucks for Singapore than it is for Hong Kong sometimes, and vice versa. And Japanese is always easy. I always hit my same spot. So it's really like up to you about how you trying to keep your library with your varying things, because everything's in English now. So I'm finna move me again because I need y'all to see this real quick because we almost done. No, we almost done. I'm gonna get y'all out here. This is a short one, but in my infinite due diligence to make sure that we're handling the business, I just want to show y'all like what's going on the Switch side right now. Like, this is a region selector because I literally had to do this. Now, this is the Hong Kong store. Nowhere on this website, and literally this is everything that they've released in the order that they've released it, special digital versions, blah blah blah. When you search for Kamen Rider, they only show you the regular version. Now, one thing I didn't do, and I think I didn't do it, was I did not, and I'm waiting on you website, clickety clickety, thank you, is that I didn't do a Google Translate to like see if whether or not that it's just the version with stuff in it. Oh, it said right there, this project, okay. This product is a normal version. In addition to this product, there is a digital music collector's edition. It's a digital collector's edition, but I can't find it on your website though. So that's kind of weird, bro. Can't find it anywhere, but we gonna try to find it because I searched for Kamen Rider. So let's see if we search for the Chinese character for Memory of Heroes and see what we get and see what it bring up. So let's see what we get because I couldn't find it. I looked and searched for Kamen Rider, couldn't find it. Maybe it's something that's only literally viewable on a Switch machine, because that happens sometimes that pages are not available on a web store but are available directly on Steam. So if you got a Hong Kong account and you get in the comments and confirm that you can find the premium sound edition, then please let me know. And in that old bonus game, other new stuff is here's the Korean store, but you couldn't buy anything from here if you tried. And I don't know whether or not the same people who do the joint for the PS and stuff to get you a Korean account, that they do that for the Switch, and I wouldn't know why, because a lot of the games that they offering is stuff that you can get in other languages with less bullshit. So I don't know. They literally just got the Psycho shooters, the Psycho shooters, I'm saying, and they just got Azure Lane Crosswave. They literally just getting stuff like last week. So I don't know. I don't know what this game is. I don't know. It's some anime chick on it, so that's probably interesting. You know. Let's find out what the hell it is. I guess I don't know. We're here now. We're here, and we need content. I'm gonna get y'all out of here in a second. It's called QV. That's what it says. Yeah, it has stuff. See, you get them Wulongs, homie. You know what I'm saying? Just like Cowboy Bebop. So, if I Google this, what will I find? It's some Chinese ass game. I don't know what it is, but I will definitely be keeping an eye on what it is. It says it's QV, so okay. So this is a video game. So okay, so we've learned something new today, because if I'd have just searched for the English letters in the first place, thinking that it was a translation of something Chinese or whatever, I don't know what the hell this game is even about. Started dimension jumping, and it's on sale right now for $12. So somebody check that out. Tell me what the hell it's about. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do that for me. But yeah. So let me move. I'm finna move me down here because we literally need to summarize what we've done here today, and then I'm finna get y'all closed out and get y'all out of here. So here's where we at right now. Right. More likely than not, because you got 5 days, well 4 and some change technically, to get a digital version if you want the extra shit. I say stick to a Japanese version. Like seriously, I'm like, unless you just gotta have it on your Singapore account or whatever, then do that. But when it comes to like bonuses and things like that, you know it is what it is. And because that, when it comes to like physical copies of like the Asian version or whatever, those are becoming real scarce because of, the novelty of owning an Asian version of a video game versus owning it. The answer still is right now, if you're looking for a physical copy, just get you a Japanese version or whatever, call it a day. Get you a Japanese version, call it a day. Because again, one of the things that I can't confirm when it comes to physical copies of like other games in Asian regions about whether or not the actual premium sound edition literally exists in any way other than digitally. So if you buy a physical copy of a non-Japanese version, you probably just getting normal video games. So there's that too. So just go to Amazon. It's super easy to create you an account on Amazon, JP. And like, yo, and you should, and this is just free publicity. This is just free publicity, just on stunt. Get Prime $5 and some change a month. Literally, they ain't busting no heads for Prime over here in Japan, fam. Betcha, no heads. And that means free international shipping. And that's murdering most things that of your Play Asias and your Nins and your Nippon, your Sons and all of those stuff. Murdering all that with pay $5 for Prime a month and you get access to Prime stuff. You can't lose. It's like the only thing that I do not like, and I mentioned it earlier, is that sometimes when it gets weird that they won't let you buy certain things because the manufacturer or the publisher or they refuse to ship it or weird things like that. But in most cases, getting you some Prime, buying your stuff and importing your stuff from Amazon is just a very non-headache way to get the job done, and it's what I suggest because of all the bonuses that you get when it comes to most of these things, for those exceptions of where you have to buy something from a web store if you're really interested, especially with games like we talked about Cotton on Shmup Game Proper a couple of days ago and things like that. So it's up to you, but if you're trying to get a physical copy, just pick up a Japanese version, either on the Switch or PS4. It's like the Asian version, because the premium sound edition means a lot to fans like me and to you. Because if you made to this point, you a fan of Kamen Rider, and you know you wanna sit up here, you wanna hear Reverse Rebirth. I know you do. So don't even sit up here and stunt, because yo, WX Crime in the City, baby. You know what it is. Anything goes. And 010. I'm not finna even do it. See, this is not the time for a musical interlude. We ain't finna do that. So again, these are your digital options. If you want something that's guaranteed to be in English and Japanese, get the Singapore version. If it's important to you to do your thing in Hong Kong, it's Korean and Korean Chinese, but the answer is here. The answer is here. Like the digital versions, again, like from my understanding, share all the languages, but this is just what they do to put up front what things are. Because I think if we scroll down, it don't say, because it just says screen languages and the voices or whatever, and it says the same thing down here, that the voice in Japanese and Chinese traditional and Korean. So either buy the Japanese version digitally or buy the Singapore version digitally. And I know a lot of fans have Singapore accounts, so it's not really that big giant of a stretch for you to sit up here and buy a Singapore account. So, you know, that's just being is what it is. So go ahead and bring it back to me so I can get y'all out of here. Whew, that was a lot, but I hope you guys got some information. I will be leaving a lot of links in the description once I get down and sit down and get some time, mainly to the official website, so that you can be linked to the premium sound edition versions of all these games. Remember, if you buy digitally, you have until the 25th on turnover morning. So that means if you're watching this video and you thinking about it like, yo, I'm finna do that, and you already got paid, go ahead, get your bucks ASAP, log in, do your thing, make it work. That's what you do. If you like me, because, you know, I'm still trying to pay some bills and stuff, I'm watching the PS4 version like a hawk on Amazon. I'm going to buy that mug, and it's going to be all good. So it is what it is with that, because that's the choice that I made. Because one of the reasons, again, like I said, even though a lot of this was to help out Jay, you know what I'm saying, and him, you know, coming to me, and I'm doing all my research and stuff, a lot of this was helping me try to figure out, like, how I wanted to do this. Because, again, like we talked about at the start of the video, is Climax Scramble Zio changed this whole Kamen Rider shit when it comes to these games getting English language options, because they know that the demand is there for these English language options. And I applaud Bandai Namco. I definitely applaud Toei, because I'm like, Toei could simply sit up here and say, what is an English language? This, because Toei does that a lot. This, actually, to be more accurate, but still though. So I'm happy that that is hitting on all cylinders, that Bandai Namco and Toei, and they have a group of people willing to sit up here and localize these games because they know they have fans. But I think also they got a lot to do with, like, recently how Tokusatsu's coming up in America. So it's like it'd probably be a real hard sell to be like, yo, we want to sell Kamen Rider on the store over here in America or in anywhere else, and it's like, nah, but we can put it over here. It's in English, and it's like the fans are passionate enough, they'll jump through the hoop. They do it already. Let's just make it easier for them. So I really think that's like really that real meeting in the middle and that melding of love between IP holders and the fans that love the IP. So I really think that this is a good thing. When the next time a Sentai game gonna come out, though? Because 45's in the building, so it's gonna be interesting to really see like what's popping off with that, if there is even a game. But I need to finish Rider Revolution though. Like I really need to finish that. Like I wish I would have bought a capture card for a 3DS, but I'm not gonna make that complaint right now. But regardless of that though, we have got plenty more show for all of you. So please, I just ask you to sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Yo, if you made it through all this, and you forgot who it is that I missed, I'm of course Mr. Pop that thing. Me, the one and only triple the G.O.D. aka Mr. C-R-A-C-K, C-O-C-I-N-E, hashtag entertainment's #1 domain. And indeed, I am the baddest monster in existence. I would advise you to never, ever, ever, ever forget that fact. Don't forget that shit. I am the baddest monster in existence. Don't forget that shit. Pal, that's my man. Ace, the green monster squish murder, the greatest of all time, baby, other than me, of course. And yo, that's the congregation. May you be prayed for holding down my 6. I always appreciate the love, baby. All of y'all, love, nothing but. Bessie, Janine, Magdalene, the intern Annalise, yo girl in mine, Miss Marcia K, Miss Marceline, holding down the unos, doses, thraces, and quattro. They are indeed the combination of the ladies of rage bringing you this motherfucking hate. Look, at this juncture, you know, I'm gonna take care of that in a second. At this junction, you made it to the end of this and you ain't done what you're supposed to do. Subscribe button, bells, know when that crack is coming out, and be alerted when that crack is coming out. All my social media links are down below. If you got any questions, leave a comment, do what it is you gotta do. You want to support the show with your cash money, Cash App, PayPal, and Patreon. Shout out to my boy Young Moneyback, my boy Drew. I see you, my knuckle was good. And of course, my little brother Ryan Obama holding me down in these streets. Nothing but love, little brother, big brother. You know what it is. You know, yeah, that. Look, we've got plenty more show for you. We do. And that was big brother, little brother. I'm the older brother. I'm like, he little brother, I'm big brother. Don't get that confused. Damn it. No. Look. We have got plenty of more show for all of you. I hope you guys have learned something from this buyer's guide. If you're interested, or if you haven't made a decision and you're sitting up and you didn't even know that you had time to activate your DLC, now I'm giving to you what you need. So, plenty of more show for all of y'all, and we've got it. All of us, the unit, the squadron, the congregation of Ladies of Rage, Team GRF, we are in the building. You know what it is. Final level games. Hold it down. More show for all of y'all. And we've got it for you right after these commercial messages. Man, these hoes and digging in them is crazy. But I'm glad I was able to learn a little bit more because I never really explored really deeply into like the other versions of like websites for Nintendo. I do for Xbox all the time because I have to for the games that I keep up with. Definitely because I have multiple PlayStation Network accounts because you kind of have to in doing what it is you got to do. But I hope you guys learned something, gleaned something. I hope you guys are enjoying the game. I've heard mixed reviews about it. I want to get my hands on it on myself, but you know, we're not gonna talk about that. But if it's in the cards, you'll see what I mean. Straighten out the period. Seriously. More show for all of y'all right after these commercial messages.